Okay, tonight on game night, Pirate Lincoln, Pirate Nikki, Pirate Aaron, and Pirate Dave are going to play Grog Island, a game for 2 to 4 pirates designed by Michael Reinick and published by Eggert Spiel and Pegasus Spiel. So let's get started. Arr.
Hey Dave,
Yes.
would you teach us Grog Island?
Arr, I will, Lincoln. In Grog Island, we are pirates, and the object of the game is to collect the most pirate points, which is this track right here. This is the Pirate Point track. The game will take place over several rounds. During those rounds, we will have an auction phase. Everyone will do something in that phase, so when you pass and don't win something, those people will all get something to do. The person that wins the auction will get something to do. Then the start player marker will rotate, and we'll just keep doing that until one or more of us places all of our crewmates on the board. When that happens, that will be the last round, and we will score the game after that. So that's the sort of overview. So let me get more into the specifics. We will each have, at the beginning of the game, 7 of these crew members. That's in a 4-player game. In a 2 or 3-player game, I believe you have 9, or maybe just the 2-player game. We will each have 4 of these goal cards, which I'll explain in a second. In fact, I'll explain right now. These are the goal cards. These are sort of the samples of what they do, and they come in a bunch of flavors. There are cards that will give you 1 pirate point, that's this symbol, for any of these goods that you have in front of you at the end of the game. These are goods that you're going to use to spend throughout the game, but at some point, halfway through, 2/3 of the way through, maybe you also might want to collect them because they'll be worth points to you. All right? You have to have these cards to make them worth points. Otherwise, these aren't worth anything to you at the end of the game. There are cards that will give you points, 1 point for every parrot card you have. I have not explained those yet, but otherwise the parrot cards are worth nothing at the end of the game, unless you have this. Then there are cards that are going to be worth various amounts of points for having your guy on one of these buildings on Grog Island. Grog Island has 5 little archipelagos, let's call them, and the archipelagos each have...
Peninsula? Archipelago
Sure.
Is
that surrounded by water?
Archipelago is a group of islands.
All right. Peninsula then.
Thank
And
you.
each of them have buildings on them of specific types. There are more common types, and then there are more rare types. And the game does something spectacular, in my opinion. The common types, all the types are in a row. So, for example, that top item is, I can't see with my reading
This
glasses, is that a
pirate
hat?
hat? Yeah.
Okay, there are 4 pirate hats in the game, and they are all in that row. So that's where they all are. Just like there is only 1 pub. There it is. So, for example, at the end of the game, if you are on, I'm turning these backwards to the camera, but to you guys, if you're on this double-cross swords, for every one of those double-cross swords you're on, that's worth 2 points at the end of the game, and you'll note there's 4 of them. But if you are on the hand with the pentagram in it, that's worth 4 points, and there's only 2 of them. So I think it's 6 points to be on this card. You'll see when you draw the cards. So there are these cards that get you points for being on specific types of things. And then there are majority cards. And they are peninsula specific. So in this case, for this green peninsula, this being green, or for this brown peninsula, this being brown, if you have the majority of guys on there, you will get 6 points. If not, you will get 2 points just for presence there. Okay? And majority is clear majority. There are 2 cards of everything in the goal deck. So there's 2 of everything. You cannot score the same card twice. So don't keep a duplicate of one of those cards unless it's a blind draw and you can't help it.
What does clear majority mean? Like literal majority? If I have 2 and you each have 1?
You need a clear plurality. So if I have 3 and you have 2 and you have 2, then I have the plurality. But if I have 2 and you have 2, then neither of us have it.
Okay.
Then it's a tie and you go to the 2.
Yes.
You have to outnumber everybody else.
Yes.
So that's what the goal cards do. And this, by the way, I've shown you all the flavors of the goal cards. So there are points for these buildings, There are points for these, and they're all just one, and there's points for parrot cards that you don't spend. Those are all just one. We are going to we're going to draw 6 cards from the deck when we're ready to start and pair those down to 4. Why don't you shuffle those while I keep explaining? Let me keep explaining those so that you understand what you're drawing for. There are treasure cards. These are all just 1s, 2s, or 3s. That's all they are. Okay? And I believe they are evenly distributed 1s, 2s, and 3s. I didn't go through the deck and count them, but this just gets you more gold or coins. They actually say in the game coins. We all start with 8. So we have 8 plus whatever these are. And these are always kept face down in front of you, so you know what you have, but nobody else does. All right? And then the parrot cards come in one of 2 flavors. They either have a specific color die on them, or they have this little thumb, this little, I don't know, hitchhiky pirate thumb thing, all right? And let me come back to those and explain them in a second after I explain to you how the auctions work. So, let's say I'm the start player, which in fact I am, as we determined randomly beforehand. On your turn, you're going to roll all 5 dice. Then you're going to place them on their colors. Actually, let me re-roll these for purposes of better explanation. Oh, that's much better.
You could have been rolling those forever, getting what you wanted.
You could bid 5 this way, or you could bid 5 with the 3 and the 2 1s. And because the 1s are equal, I could have the gray one here and the green one here, or I could put the green one here and the gray one there. And why that's going to matter, I'll explain in a second. But the color on each of these is important for how they activate. So let's say this is my bid. Nikki, going clockwise, can now either pass or up my bid. If she ups my bid, she's only using these dice. So she could beat my bid of 5 with just this 6. She could put this, the yellow and the gray and the green back, and just bid 6.
Okay.
Or if she wanted, she could jump to 8. Or she could jump to 8 this way to try to get more stuff.
So the dice you place are not locked in place.
They are just used for, we're going to use them all for bidding.
Okay.
So the highest possible bid right now with these dice would be 6 plus 5 is 11, 12, 13.
Okay.
So on Lincoln's turn, he will either up that bid or pass. But note, every time you up the bid, the highest value die goes here. And they go in sequence. So if you wanted to up this by 1,
right.
It wouldn't be gray then blue because 2 is greater than 1.
But why is that? What is that? What's important about that?
That's just the way, because these little things above are what you're bidding to do, which I haven't explained yet, and they activate based on that color. So this is a building. This is place one of your guys on the board, but in this case it has to be in the orange.
Okay.
Or orange or brownish as this is.
And so you always start at this end?
Always.
So you're only doing this if you use all 5 dice for the maximum bid, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But let's say you really wanted to place a guy on the green island. Well, in this case, you're probably not going to be able to do that unless you can get that one here, right? Because that's also place a building. I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So let's say it gets back around to me and I pass. I don't want to bid anymore. When you pass, you get 1 item each of everything that is uncovered here. So I'm going to get a blue and an orange and a gray for passing. I put them in front of me, and then I am required, I guess I should flip these over. Let's flip these ships over. You're technically not supposed to flip them over until after you decide.
I like the ghosty side better.
The ghosty side is actually used for a 2-player game.
Okay.
Okay, so when I pass, I would get a fish and a grog and a map, also known as a blue, an orange, and a gray. And then I am required to trade down here with one of these ships. It's not optional, I must do it. So I pick a ship that I can trade at. In this case, I can trade at either the blue, orange, gray ship, or maybe the green or the yellow, because at the beginning of the game, we're all going to pick one of these to have in front of us. All right? And the ships do the following things. These 5 ships, this ship is not in play. It's just out to sea. These 5 ports will always do this bottom action. And the bottom action is turn in 4 of a kind of that color and place a building on that island of that color. So if I wanted to trade here, I could trade in 4 lemons and place anywhere a building on the yellow thing. Or I can, on this yellow ship, up to 3 times, trade 1 lemon for a parrot card. So I can do that up to 3 times. If I had 7 yellow, I could do them both. I could trade 3 for 3 parrot cards and 4 for a building. If I had 8, I could take 2 buildings. Or a building and 3 parrot cards. Or a building and 1 parrot card and hold the rest.
Okay.
But I have to do at least 1 something. When you are trading these tiles, you may always trade 3 for 1. 3 of any other tile for 1 of something that you need. So if I had 7 yellow, but 3 other tiles, I could trade those 7 and those other 3 tiles to make 8 yellow and place 2 buildings, if they existed.
And that's all when you pass on an auction.
When you pass, you get to do this. So this one is up to 3 times you can trade 1 commodity for a parrot card. This is up to 2 times you can trade a commodity to bump yourself up 3 coins on this coin track. 1 time a commodity to bump yourself to 4 coins, up 4 coins. Up to 4 times to bump yourself up 2 coins. And this is for as many times as you want to spend, unlimited, you trade in that commodity and you draw a goal card. When you are done drawing goal cards from that, you then keep 1 and only 1 of them. But you can look at as many as you want to spend for. And the rules are unclear as far as whether you must decide to do this in advance or not. I read it as you can spend 1 and look at it, and then decide if you want to spend another and look at it, and decide if you want to spend another and look at it. Because it doesn't say, for example, here you have to decide in advance either. This is just up to 3 times. Once I trade at this ship, that ship is out for this round. So if Nikki were to pass, she would have to choose one of the other ships to trade at.
Okay.
If there is no ship that you can trade at, then you just miss that step of your turn. But as long as there is one, you are required to do it. So you will always get rid of at least 1 commodity when you pass, but you get stuff for passing. This ship is not available, and as you might suspect, at the end of the round, after the auction winner does their thing, all the ships sail this way, and this one comes in over here. So now this one's out of play. So to a certain extent, if you wanted to get 4 gold and you had blue fish in your hand, you could wait 1 turn and maybe pass on purpose, depending on if you're looking for something or what you want to do. Let me explain the parrot cards now that we're here. So the parrot cards either have a color die on them or this thumb that I showed you earlier. Parrot cards can be played on your turn and only when you are bidding. And when you play a parrot card, you must bid. So you're playing this when you are bidding. And it allows you to either change the number on that color die to any number you want, or this says, I will equal the last bid and not go higher than it.
But it still is a valid bid that
Correct.
is winning.
Correct. And when I do that, I can still rearrange stuff. So this right now is 9. I can play this card and I can make this 9. It's the same 9. I can't go lower, obviously, but I do not have to up the bid. So that's what this card does. That's all the parrot cards. They're just either the dies or those little thumbs on them. 3 of us have passed. 1 of us has won. Let's make the bid this because it's a little more interesting. What do you win if you win the auction? All right. The first thing you have to do before you win is you have to spend your bid. So in this case, it's 9 gold or 9 coins. Now we start at 8, but we're also going to start with a random treasure card, which is 1, 2, or 3. So we will all start with 9, 10, or 11. A very weird thing in the rules is that you are allowed to bid up to your potential maximum. Meaning, if I have 8 gold and 1 card, I am allowed to bid up to 11, even if I don't have 11. I am not allowed to bid 12, however.
Sure.
Because everybody knows I can't have that.
Okay.
If you bid more than you have, then you do nothing on your auction turn, and that's it.
Wow.
I can't imagine that you would do that unless you were trying to bump somebody up, maybe, and they didn't overbid you and you got screwed.
Or just you have to stop them from placing on a certain space or something?
Maybe, I don't know. The first thing you do is spend your 9 in this case, I have 8, and let's say I turned over a card. You would spend, if I turned over a 2, that means I have 10, so I'd be at 1. You don't lose any extra from the cards. You always pay exactly.
Sure.
Then you take the actions. So the first action is place one of your guys on any building on the orange island, or brownish in this case.
Well, the indicator's right here.
Correct. The next action is I place a house now on the blue. The only restriction is this little symbol right here. I cannot place on the same symbol. So if I placed on the anchor here on the orange, I can't place on the anchor on the blue.
Sure.
All right? And I have sort of skipped a step, but when you place on a building, you go ahead and flip those clouds at the top.
That's the building can only hold 1 crew member. Is that
Correct.
So that building is closed for the game.
Correct. And the clouds at the top are a bonus. So building here, for example, anywhere in this blue island will also get you a pirate point. This gets you nothing. This gets you a parrot card. And then this one is you draw 1 gold card in your hand, and then you discard a gold card. It does not have to be the one you draw. So it's a way to cycle an old card out of your hand. All right? This one I'll explain in a second, because when you place on a building, you also get 1 coin for every other type of that building in the row that is unoccupied. So placing here would get me 1, 2 coins. If Nikki then later places here, she would get 1 coin, because this one is occupied. All right? So that's an extra bonus for placing. That cloud means that when you place where that cloud is, you do not get that bonus.
Oh.
It is a dark cloud.
You just don't get a bonus, you mean?
You don't get that coin bonus. So
When
if
you
I were to
place
place
on
here, normally I would get 1, 2 if these were empty. In this case, I don't get that because of the dark cloud. But
But if you're here,
then I would get 1, 2, and a pirate point for being where that cloud is.
Do these clouds up top move?
No, those are permanent. The ships will move every time,
Okay.
but the clouds are permanent. It's just you randomly do it, and then that
Okay.
just changes the islands.
So it can
But-
be different every game, but yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So now you see to a certain extent where the color of these dice are also important. Maybe you're trying to get majority like on yellow. Or maybe you want to get one of these hand symbols, but neither yellow nor orange get rolled in a place that gets you there. This gets a pirate point, just for being there. This also gets you a pirate point, just for being there. This is a lock. If this die is in action, you take, as the winning player, a lock, and you place it on one of the buildings, and that building is now out of the game for the rest of the game.
Does it have to be on this island?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Or a peninsula?
It has to coincide with the color of that die. I did that wrong. But that is now out for the rest of the game, and also counts against the bonus. So if you were to place a building here, you would not get $1 because this is occupied.
Yes.
Okay.
Then these slide, the start player passes, and we just keep doing this over and over and over again until one of us places their 7th guy on the board, and that can be through down here, through auction. The game will end at the completion of that round. The full round will get filled, so it's possible that more than one of us will get all 7 guys on the board. If you get to place 2 guys because of this and you only have 1, then you only place 1. You are not limited by these tokens at the bottom, so if we run out of these and you need a blue or whatever, then we can just figure that out. You are limited by these cards and these cards. At the end of the game, you are going to score 1 pirate point for every 5 coins and 1 pirate point for every treasure card. So the cards don't convert to coins at the end, they convert straight to points, regardless of whether they're 1, 2s, or 3s.
so one gold coin is worth a lot at the end of the game, points-wise.
These are worth more than these, basically, right? But these will also help you bid.
Right.
And these are also hidden, as opposed to this, which is known. Also, we'll see. I don't know how. A lot of it will depend on what numbers get rolled on the dice. But for example, if we roll a lot of high numbers, it's going to cost a lot to do stuff. Also, this is huge, being able to place 2 buildings.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
and also depending on the colors. Yes.
We get 1 treasure card to start the game?
Yes.
And the only way to get more is this ship that you
That-
can purchase them at?
That is correct.
Okay.
You get 1 point for every 5. Then you get points for your gold cards. For the purposes of the gold card that say gets you 1 point for every coconut that you have, let's say I have the green, and let's say I had this. I can turn these 3 into a green,
Sure.
just like 3 for 1
Sure.
here, for purposes of scoring, assuming these aren't scoring for me.
Wow. Okay.
Okay? You can always turn 3 into 1
Sure.
to use these things. That is the entire game. So Aaron, why don't you give us 6 gold cards?
So now these are the clouds that are arranged for our game.
Right.
That's the draw 1 discard. That's parrot cards. That one does nothing. That's the bad weather spot. There's no coins, and that's points.
Okay.
And when do we flip over those ships at the
After we've picked everything.
bottom? I see.
How many of these are we picking?
4.
Okay.
Wow. And the ones you don't pick go on the bottom of the deck. And then you get one of these and one of these. And you get one of these and one of these. And then we also each start with a good of our choice. I think that's why they don't want you to see these in front.
Right.
I'll just take them out. Do you have 4 gold cards?
Yes, I do.
All right. Doesn't matter, just take one of these. Which one do you want to start with?
Coconut.
Okay. Nikki, Lincoln,
I want a fish.
okay, and Lincoln.
I'll have a grog, I guess. I don't really know what the.
I don't think it matters much at the beginning. Okay, before we go on, let me just reiterate and make sure that you cannot score the same gold card twice. Nobody picked 2 gold cards that were the identical, I assume, correct?
Oh my gosh. I-
All right, flip these ships over.
Oh, can I look at these?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yours.
Can and should, since they are yours. All right, here we go.
Silly person.
Roll these up. Holy
Oh.
smokes.
Eek.
Big money.
Wow. Okay. Well, I will bid 5.
So I have to do equal to?
You have to
have
either up my bid
Yeah, or
or
equal.
pass.
Equal
You can only do
if you-
equal to if you have the parrot card with the thumb on it.
Oh. Okay. Eek.
So you can bid 8. You can bid 6, technically. You can bid 3 and 3. I actually didn't see the 3 and 3. I would have.
Oh, really? Yeah, that would have been better.
I would have totally done
Yeah.
that. That's
Ha.
so much the better bid.
Yeah. Okay.
Boo.
Well,
So figure out. Well, in this case, it doesn't really matter because it's the same.
yeah.
Right.
That's for placing.
They're both for placing, so in this case, it doesn't.
Well, I meant
Correct.
at
Yep.
a place, at a
That would have
building.
been the smarter starting.
Probably.
Lincoln.
8.
I will pass.
So you take a grog and a map.
I will take a grog and a map.
And now you
I
have to do-
trade with one of those.
You have to
ships?
do one of the 3 ships you're allowed to trade with.
Right away, oh.
He must
Yeah.
do it. And as far as timing goes, once these build up, that could, for example, let's say there was 1 building left on the Orange Island, and Lincoln was bidding to get it.
Yeah.
If you could trade here 4 for 1, you could scoop that building out from under him, right?
Eek.
And by the way, if you're here and there are no buildings available, this doesn't transfer it anywhere, you just lose that.
Okay, I am going to trade with this ship,
Okay?
and I can turn in any good for the
Nope,
4 coins.
green only.
Right? Only green? It's not anything.
Nope.
It's just that. All right, well.
You can only do that
throw in
once.
the coconut
in your
for-
coconuts.
And I get 4 coin.
Correct. And I will also pass. And I will take a grog and a map. And I will trade in the grog for 1 parrot card, and that is the end of my turn. I didn't explain this little token, but this is if you go above 20 on the coin track.
that's a good to
You
know.
then
Thank
put
you.
it underneath your guy, like right here.
Sure.
The design, we'll talk about it later, but the little design features in this game are so great.
So I can do this if
Sure,
I wanted
if you want to
to.
bid 10.
If you want to
And
bid
then
10.
that goes
Yep.
down there.
And then you would be placing on the blue and the orange.
Orange.
Brown orange. Is that your bid?
That was it.
Say what you're bidding.
11.
Lincoln is bidding 11.
Dun dun dun. And you guys are
We're out.
done.
It's-
So
We're already out.
then I pass.
So the good news is you
Okay.
get one more thing than Aaron and I got because
Oh.
3 things are now open.
All right.
The bad news is you didn't win the bid, but so you get these.
Okie dokie.
You now must trade somewhere.
All right.
In this case, here, here, or here, because these are taken by me and Aaron.
So I got a lemon. So I'm going to trade this lemon for 2 coin.
Yep.
You wouldn't have got a lemon.
And you mark it. All right, and now Lincoln pays his 11. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
So he goes down to 0. Right?
He's
He
white?
Pays 11. Yep. And now you place here. And you place here. This is...
Wait,
yeah,
oh yeah, he gets no
place-
bonus there.
Nothing there. You place in the yellow. So normally that would also get him 3 coins, but because of the dark cloud, he gets nothing. And then you get a pirate point for white. These dice go back. These go back to the players. The ships do this. The start player moves to Nikki P.
Okie dokie.
We're on to the next round. Roll all 6 dice and be
Ay,
careful
ay,
when you
ay.
roll
Don't
them.
roll them onto
And
the
Yeah, roll them off to the
Don't-
side.
Don't hit
5
the
dice.
guys.
Did I say 6? 5. Roll all 5 dice.
That was a delicate roll.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yep, bring them on.
So then I just
Pretty,
place
pretty
them
similar to the
here.
last roll too. We just got a couple of 2s in there.
A little different. A little different.
No 6, right? You didn't have a 6.
And
no, we
then,
3 5s.
3
and
5s
2
and
3s.
2 3s.
all right.
And what's your bid?
My
And then Lincoln will
I'll
leave.
get you with $12.
bid. Can do that. That's a good thing.
A measly 5.
Not done yet.
No.
So, in my opinion, it maybe wouldn't have been if, you know how you said you bid the 5?
Yeah.
And you should have done the 6?
Yeah.
The thing is you're giving less
You're giving-
rewards to people to pass if you only
Correct.
choose 1 die.
Right,
If you
but,
start with a big bid, or
but if I'd seen there was 6 there,
it was a much better bid.
I don't know what you guys have money-wise. Maybe you would have let me get away with 6.
Right.
I just didn't... Obviously, none of us have played before, so we didn't know... I didn't know if it was going to be 11,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they could have easily made it 8. You know what I mean? So it's...
I understand, but
Yeah.
that's still most of your money. And
Right.
again, none of us have played, so I didn't know what you do or not do. Is that your bid?
That's my bid.
All right, Lincoln.
Pass.
See, he has to pass.
All right.
That's I decided not to give you the advice on how to screw Lincoln.
No, there's no reason to. Because here's
Why
the
not?
deal.
Why should she give him 2 goods when she can only give him 1? And
She's
still
because
gonna
maybe
be-
she wants to win the bid.
I don't think
she
she's
needs
gonna win.
position.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
that's
she-
the reason why I bid exactly what I bid, right?
I still think she could come in back
Whatever.
anyway.
All right, Lincoln. You have to
What
do.
has he got?
You must do one of these.
Right.
Do you want 2 gold, or do you want to draw a card?
Is that a gold card?
It's one of these cards,
Yeah.
but that could be 1, 2, or 3.
Let's try that.
All right. So
Is
I
that
need
all
your.
the types he's got?
Yes, if he had more of these, he could. It's tough to get these, right? You have to pass a lot to get a bunch of these.
I'm gonna bid 11,
Okay.
Ooh.
Crazy person.
Well, he has 12 on the board.
I
right?
know
Card,
it.
yeah.
and I'm gonna do it by changing the blue die to a 2.
Look at that.
Crazy.
Wow. Well, that gives me a lot of stuff for passing.
That's true.
So go ahead. That card goes in the bottom
Yeah,
of the deck.
thank you.
Let's discard them off to the side just in case.
Okay.
Because these are limited. They do say if they run out, they run out.
Oh, well then that's important, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know if they meant with a reshuffle or not, so maybe they did. I have a feeling we're not going to get through these, but
Okay.
wow, Aaron, that's really exciting. You give me all kinds of
I
exciting
do.
stuff.
Yeah.
Blue, look at that. I think I have to take it. I'll take the blue and the orange and the yellow and the gray. And I will spend the blue for 4 coins for black. End of turn.
All right. So I can do crazy like he just did, right? If I want to.
Yep. Well, you could bid 12 by just putting this up and putting 2 of these back, right?
Yes, but I could also
Do the equal.
do.
Yep.
Oh, change a die.
Yep.
change
You could
that
change
to
that to a 6
6.
if you wanted to.
I don't know.
All right.
It's probably not the most intelligent
She's bidding
move,
12.
but we'll see.
Back to you.
I think I'll pass and take all the goods. I mean, I wasted a card, but I don't want to spend that much money right away.
All right. You
So
get
I
those.
got all that.
Remember, any 3 can
I'll
be something
take.
else.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to do that. I'll take a parrot card
Okay.
for a yellow.
You're right. All right, Nikki P.
Yeah.
You win. Spend your
Okay.
12.
Okay.
There's 10.
10.
So she goes down to 1. And these do get discarded. They do not go back in the game.
So I'm gonna place in.
A gray house here.
I want a pirate hat there up at the top.
And so,
Okay, so she gets 1, 2, 3 coins for that.
and a point from
2,
up
3.
here.
And a pirate point. Next. Anywhere in the blue that's not the pirate hat.
Okay. What is that? Cannon stuff.
Balls.
Cannonballs.
She gets 2 more coins for that. And a parrot card. There you go.
Thank you.
Then you get a pirate point. Give her 1 more pirate point. And you get to lock up a
I
building
get to lock up a building.
so that no one can get it.
What is that? A little voodoo doll guy or
Sure.
something?
Done.
Voodoo store is closed.
Okay, these slide. And Lincoln is a star player.
Oh, yeah, I get to roll them. I was looking at the dice. Which
Oh,
one should I use?
There you go. Take the.
Oh, some ones. I like ones.
What was that?
It was a
Come
1.
on.
He's gonna bid 2.
Been 2.
I like
That's
it.
great.
I like it a lot.
I'm gonna raise that bid.
He might not even have 2. It could be a bluff.
He can bid up to 3 as a bluff, right?
Yeah.
I will bid 4. No, I'll bid 5. There's no reason not to bid 5. Let me make sure. Green, orange.
Where do I want to be?
Yeah. I hope you want to be on Grog Island.
I've done this horribly wrong.
You're still gonna win anyways. Oh look, that's a little skull like carved into the tower there.
Oh, yeah, that's neat.
Oh, nice. Because it's the Voodoo Doll Skull Store.
Oh yeah, all the voodoo
10?
No.
stores
Yeah,
have.
the ones with the like
Wait.
fortune teller have like a telescope.
Okay.
That is orange brown.
I will bid 10.
Ooh, 10, eh?
Simpson, eh?
New pirate.
All right, I will be passing and taking the goods.
Green.
So that is
Coconut,
a coconut
a
and a
fish.
fishy and a map.
And then
And then
you will trade with a ship.
I'm gonna trade with the ship. I will be trading in grog for 4.
Okay.
Mark it with your
Mark
blue
it.
disc.
So, not that you necessarily need to do it, but you could have traded in 2 blue for 6.
Okay.
Because you could have done that up to 2 times.
Okay.
But then you spend 2 blue. I didn't know if you want to do that or not.
10 seems like a fair amount of money for bidding.
I would agree.
I will pass.
Green, blue, gray.
I'll trade with the blue. Oops.
Okay.
And then that goes back there, and I get 3.
Blue.
I will
Go to Paris, France.
And
give me or Dave an extra good for passing and bid 11.
I will bid that same 11, but this way.
That was a 2, correct?
Those are
That was a
one.
1.
No, I'll bid 13, and you should have taken the goods when you could have, because now you get 1 less.
Oh,
Or do I?
Yep. Actually, maybe I'll bid 14. Because this is only a 1.
Yep.
I will bid 14.
wow.
You're going to make me take the goods.
Yeah. I want to place some peg leg pirates on
Me
Grog
too.
Island.
Me
yeah.
too.
That's why I bid as high as I
All
did
right.
last turn.
Take that, and that, and that, and the yellow,
Why is your dude all the way over here?
and I will turn in. I don't need gold cards, but I will turn in both of these yellows for 2 of these. 1 and a 2.
That's probably a good plan.
Well,
If you had yellow to turn in.
it was a good plan in theory.
Oh, well, okay.
All right.
I got a 2. I spend all my money. 12 here and 2 there. And I place on the blue island.
Grog
I
Island.
place on the Voodoo Doll.
All right. You get no money
No
for
money,
that,
but I
you
get a
get a
parrot
parrot
card.
card. There you go.
You only got 1. You decided to get the pair of cards.
And on the yellow island, you get no money from that one either, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll go on.
Nice bidding.
But if
Yeah, right? Well,
But
I
you
didn't
got
want
what you
money.
got.
I got what I got. I
get
get
a
a point
point?
from that,
And you lock something
and I
up.
lock something up on
And there's only 6 locks. Once they get used,
Orange.
then there's
That's
no more.
it?
Yeah.
I'll lock up this fortune teller thing.
All right. Everybody else done their thing?
I believe so.
All right. It goes back to you. Goes back to you. Goes
And
back to
Aaron
me.
is start.
The ships sail down their exciting sailing
What do we got
ways.
now? What's the one we cannot do? We cannot get
Roll it up, start
Parrot
player.
cards.
parrot cards.
Okay, so now I'm purposely showing the folks at home how to badly play this game and make mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to roll these dice and I can't bid a single coin.
You don't have a ship or
No,
whatever?
I
He
used.
doesn't
I
have a
used
chest
it.
or anything.
That's what I did.
No,
Oh, I
you
had
at
money
least,
when I got
you
to
could bid up to
five.
3,
Yeah.
so you at least
Oh, correct. You're not
Could make a
allowed to
bid.
bid now.
right.
You can't even bluff a bid.
Right, because he doesn't have a
and I
chest.
You're
can't
gonna
even
get-
pass, and I get nothing,
You
right?
will get nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See,
Don't do this.
I have something to speak about this game already that kind of bothers me.
Wow.
So literally starting a turn with nothing is not really a good move.
although rolling huge like that is good.
I'm still going to get absolutely nothing, and you're all going to get
That is
at least
correct.
an action and some goods. right?
That's
Right.
Yeah. It was not a good bid.
All right, Aaron. So
All right.
you rolled it up and you have no money and you have no chest cards.
So there's my bid, and I pass.
And you get nothing.
wow.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
get Grog Island.
Grog Island.
Did.
You get Grog Island. Did.
Sometimes that's a pirate's life.
I'm gonna bid 8 with the 2 4s.
All right, I'm going to use my parrot.
Okay.
Change that orange to make the total, what was it, 4, so I'm changing it just to 5.
So you're bidding none.
I went 6.
You're bidding 10.
My full, yeah.
All right. 10 is the bid.
I'm going to pass.
You get an orange and a gray.
So gray is gold cards,
You can trade up to 2 for 2 gold cards,
right?
or 1 for 4 here, or
Let's do 1 for 4.
1 yellow for 4.
Yeah.
Okey-doke.
Thank you.
For gold?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, you're at 3.
To 7.
I am going to pass. And I get this and this. I'm going to trade here. I'm going to trade these 4 maps for this building. And that gets me 2 gold. And 1 pirate point, please. End of turn. Pay your 10.
All right. Purple, 0. Place pirate on orange.
Yep.
On the swords.
Swords,
Take 3.
take 3.
So there's the swords. And then where do you want to go in
And
the gray
then
island?
in the gray
I'm
island.
going to guess right here.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, hey.
I want those.
Pirate
And
point
get a point.
and 1 coin.
Thank you.
In the end.
The end.
Next round. The ships they sail, the ships they sail.
You start player now.
Start pirate.
The ships they sail.
That's
to
what
Grog
that's.
Island.
I was saying,
Start sailor.
start sailor.
All right.
4 on the green.
9.
A 5 on the green, 4 on the gray.
I will bid yo 11.
Yeah, 11.
11.
Look what I'm giving away.
I will be passing.
Green, blue, gray.
All right, I'm trading in 2 coconuts for 2.
Okay. Mark it with your marker, your trade marker, as they say in the biz. And now it is Lincoln's turn.
2 parrots.
I'm going to pass.
Wait, what was that?
Look what I'm giving all of you guys. Boom.
I will take the 4 gold.
Okay. Do you want to do the bottom action as well?
Um,
Let me have your marker.
so I can place on gray.
Yes. In this case, it would require 3 gray and 3 others.
Yeah.
You might not want to do that, but I'm saying you are allowed to do that. You might want to just save them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to wait.
Okay. It's a move you
No,
can.
yeah, yeah. Now they
I'm
have
just
chips.
pointing it out.
I will pass and take the same goods.
There you go.
And what is open to me? I don't have any yellow, so
Fish.
These 2 only.
Fish is 2, and that is.
And grog.
I will pay 2 fish for 4
For 4 gold.
coins.
All right.
ones.
Technically, we should mark that, but it doesn't really matter.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, bump me down 11, so I go to 3. And I place green on the peg leg, please.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't. I thought that was.
I was gonna
I
call
thought that
it a-
was a
No, it's a peg
cup.
leg.
It's
Oh, I was going to call it a
Grail.
Wait,
bell.
I'm gonna be on gray, right?
Just can't figure out what it is.
Okay, so
And it
that
was
gets
a
me
cup.
a coin, and
draw a goal.
yes, and I'm gonna. All right,
You
wait
got
minute.
a lot of goal cards.
Well, no,
Do
these
they
aren't
count?
gold cards.
Do they count against you at the end of the
Nope,
game?
these
Okay.
aren't gold cards. These are these.
Oh, I see.
I think that I shall never see this island right here for me. I'm never going to get on that island, so there you go. Let's go for the rarer one, just in case. Put me here. And it gets me 2
And
and a pirate point, and then 1 more pirate point. And that is the end of that tune,
We're singing.
as Robert Blake might say.
We're done.
You are the new start player.
Arg.
This goes back to here, and these sail. And roll them up, Nikki P.
All right.
Oof.
3, 1, 4, 2, and that's a 6.
on
The
Grogs.
grogs.
The groggiest of islands.
Oh boy.
Nabisco. Bing.
Eek.
That joke never gets tired.
That joke was tired from day one. And you know it. And you know it.
I do. I do.
I do.
I do.
I thought you were doing Mr. Rogers there. Sure.
I sure do.
I like to get up
I do think you
at 5 or 6 in the morning. You're crazy.
That would work. I'm going to do that craziness. Can I place and turn it into
Yeah.
something else?
Do you want to play a parrot card right now?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So the parrot card on the green, and just I'm going to turn it to a 4.
Okay. And that's your whole bid?
That's my whopping bid.
I say
It's interesting. We all roughly have the same amount of pirates on the board right now,
6.
right?
I will pass and take a grog,
A grogger.
and I will trade 2 maps for 6 coins.
You're ready.
Yes, red.
I am going to let you get away with that because I really want the grog, and I want the grog action. I'm going to take the grog and spend 4 of them to place a guy here. And that also gets me $2.
Boo. I have to pass.
Okie doke. There's your grog,
Thank you so much.
which you cannot spend, and your maps, which you cannot spend.
Yeah, I know. I have to spend fishies,
Looks like you'll be spending fishies.
and I don't want to.
How many you got?
3 fishies.
Well, you can spend 4. You
Yeah.
can trade 3 for 1 if you want to place on the blue island. Or you can just take
What?
a bunch of parrot cards.
Remember, you can place on the. If
You can do what I did. So last turn, I spent 4 of these to place on the orange
Yeah.
island. Don't give me that. I can't say orange.
You're so
You
funny.
do all the time.
I say orange. Orange. I'm a
Oh,
pirate.
there you go. That's why.
Speak like a pirate.
So you have 3 blue. You can trade 3 for 1 if you want.
So you could make 4.
And I
blue.
could make.
If you want to place,
On
if you
Blue
wanted to
Island.
place on the blue island right now. I don't know what your bonus cards are. Maybe you have
Yeah.
victory points for blue. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I had coconuts. A fishy
Okay.
for a
Parrot card.
Parrot card.
parrot card.
Pirate card.
Got it. Done.
Technically, this goes here. Not that it matters.
Did she get one of these?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I,
I
got
gave her
a
one.
grog.
She just can't spend it because it's
Okay.
blocked.
Yeah.
All right, 6.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah,
And
no
then a
kidding.
5.
So I'm gonna place on Orange Island.
That gets you 2
Brown
more
Isle.
coins and nothing else. And you are the start player. These all go back. The ships they sail, the ships they sail. And now it's Lincoln's roll. Grog Island.
Go, Lincoln, go.
6.
6 orange. Are you just bidding that right away?
No, 4. I'm sorry.
All right.
I can't really reach it. 3 and a 1. I think I will bid 4.
Look at that. He's giving you stuff. He's baiting you to pass.
Yeah.
I don't want to pass.
Of course not.
I will bid 5.
Oh, Pshaw. Pshaw with 5. I will bid. Oh, I don't want to be on that island. That's the problem. I will bid 9. Wait. Yes, I will bid 9.
I will be passing and taking the exciting stuff. So, a coconut, a fish, and a lemon. And I am going to spend a coconut for 4 gold.
Take it.
So, 8. Done.
I am gonna pass as well. So I get a green, a blue, and a yeller.
Indeed, you do. There you go.
And I will, goodness, I'll take 2 cards, I guess, here on blue.
2
2
chests.
treasure cards?
Yep.
You're spending 2 blues.
Yep.
Okay.
2.
Makes sense. Those are at the very least worth a point at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I'll pass. I will take
Ah!
the green, blue, and yellow.
I had my move all planned out for when you outbid me.
You did?
Yeah.
All right, so what do I need now? I'm going to do gray and just take a random gold card and keep it.
Keep
You can draw again. Oh, you only have 1 gray.
Right, I
you're
could turn
keeping-
3 for another draw.
You're keeping it
I'm
regardless.
keeping it.
All right, 9 for me, which is that one and all my money.
Okay.
All my money's in there. I'm down to 1 guy left, though, just so everybody knows.
Yep.
I will go on the green island. Put me on the hat, I guess,
Which gives you 2 coin.
in this card. Come on, hat. That's not it, but I will keep that. And then on the yellow island, I will go on the anchor, which gives me no money because of the cloud. And then 1 pirate point, please, for black. And end of turn. Let's go back. The ships, they sail. So I can't do it because I don't have enough chips.
Right.
But if I had enough chips, in theory, I could end the game this round. If I had 4 of a kind. And
Right. Or 3 of a kind and you were about to
Correct.
take a good. Here's the roll. A 6 of fish, a 4 of lemons, a 3 of coconuts, and a 2 for grog and maps. And I will bid. Let's see, Dave just spent a lot of money. And how many treasure cards do you have there,
2,
Dave, in your
sir.
stack?
2. So I could potentially have 8.
So you could even bid 8 just to screw with us.
Whether I had 8
you
or
had
not,
it
I'm
or not.
allowed to bid 8.
I don't believe that you do have 8.
I also don't believe that.
But I'm gonna bid 6 to start.
I will bid 7.
This is a good roll because there's so many different ways to
Yep.
make 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 out of all these different dice. It's a good bid thinking roll.
Gonna do 8.
And how are you going to do it?
I'm gonna do it with
6 and a 2.
6 and the 2. The gray 2.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, how come? Great 2, great 2, great 2. Maybe, I don't know.
9.
9.
I'm gonna pass. I will take those 2 goods, and I will trade with the green ship. And I will place a guy on the green island by turning in 3 and then these wilds
Okay.
for a 4th green good.
Okie doke.
And I will place on this for no dollars.
All right.
And I will draw a goal card
Yes, you will.
and then throw one away.
Yep. And while you're doing that, I will also pass and take a blue and a green. I only have blue and green, so I am required to trade at the blue, whether I like it or not. Which I will for 4 gold. End of turn.
Okay, I'm passing.
You also get a blue and a green. You
Okay.
must spend.
All right.
But you can't spend blue and you can't spend green.
Well. I'm going to trade these 3. I'm going to do this action here.
You're going to place
Place
a gray.
a gray guy.
So 3 grays.
Right. My 3
3
grays and then
Plus
I'm
these
those
3.
3.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go on the
You only got 2 places you can go.
sword.
Sword.
She gets a pirate point and $2.
Pirate coins.
There's your 2 pirate coins.
Thank you.
All right, Lincoln, spend your 9. Okay, so 2 and 7, and you must
And
place
place a
on
guy
blue.
on the blue
you must
island
place on
first.
blue first.
And that gets you no dollars and a parrot card.
It gets him $1.
Oh,
That's
yeah, there's
empty
a-
on there.
yeah, sorry.
$1 and a parrot card, and now on the green. That gets you a point, a coin, sorry. And this, you can cycle out a card from your hand if you want. With any luck, you just drew the wheel. I thought about placing here and hoping I drew it right because this would be a lot of points.
Yeah, I did too.
I figured since no one placed on them, they might
No one,
actually
I don't
be
think
in the
anyone's
deck,
got them.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, it goes out, and that's the end of that round, right?
That's the name of that
Okay.
tune.
That is the name of that tune. These go back. The ships they go.
Am I the starter? Oh, I rolled that one. Dave is the sailor.
All right, and Barnacle Bill the sailor. All right, 5, 4, 4, 1 and 2. Why don't I bid? Look at all this stuff. Let me see what you got over there.
That's what I got.
All right. As long as I'm not giving you an extra blue, I'm happy.
Okay.
I will bid 7. So in theory, if any of us wins the bid, that could be the last round.
It would have to be, wouldn't it? Unless you won it with a single die.
Correct.
Erga.
Ergonomics.
Yeah. All right. Do this.
And that's a bid of
10.
10.
Okay, I'm passing.
Oh, look at that.
So I'm going to place on the green island.
Oh, not the gray.
No, because I want the
Boo!
green.
Nice. That cost me 4 points. It's a good move.
And then
Put your disc on that green ship.
I'm also gonna trade in. I'll do 3 grays to do a
To
gold
draw
card.
a gold card?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Sure, because it's fairly likely to
Unless
give
you
him a point
win.
or so.
No, I get to dump one. No, I don't.
No,
No,
that's
you
a
just
different
keep
thing.
it.
You just got an extra one.
Oh, wait, hang on. He gets one for being on the green island as well.
Good.
Oh, right, for
Technically, what's
placing.
the one you just drew?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't see that one yet.
Okay.
Well, it depends. You can do them in any order. So let's assume you saw that one first. He can do these in any order.
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
say you drew that first, Lincoln. It's your better move. Put
Right.
that one back in your hand. You can ditch
Now you
that
can
one
get
if
rid
you
of
want.
anyone.
that's fine. That's what I want to
Yeah.
do. It doesn't matter. It's just
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
we're playing optimally. Technically, you did this first,
right.
then you did this.
Right.
You can do them in any order. That was a nice move. Oh, and it got you the symbol you wanted as well. I mean, all of that was sweet. That was a good, nice.
Yeah,
move.
and I just drew that card again.
Did you? Oh, did you
That's
get
what I
rid of
just
it?
drew.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Well, I can't use it, but I sure
Yeah.
wish.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
See, this is one of those things that I wasn't looking at because I didn't want to, but I wanted this token, which is why I emptied that space. But if I'd seen you'd had 3, maybe I wouldn't have done that. Does that make sense?
Right.
Although Nikki was going to bid 8, so it might have worked out anyway, or 10, so it might have worked out that way.
I can use more than one parrot card at once, correct?
As far as I know.
Okay. This is my only chance to end the game, to not end the game right now.
Okay.
Is to win this bid and hope that Nikki doesn't also have a thumb card. So I'm also going to bid 10, and I'm going to change the gray die. So I'm going to bid 5 and 4 on the gray die, and 1 here.
Okay, so that's your 10.
That's my 10.
All right, well, I will pass. Let's see, can I bid higher than 10?
No.
Not by.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
he's
he could,
got
of course
7.
he can.
Oh, sure he
yeah,
can.
of course he could. He could bid up to 13.
Yeah, and he could
He's
easily
got
have
yeah.
10 or 11.
Can I make an 11? I can't make an 11 from those combos.
Yeah, but you probably have a die card you can change stuff.
I do. Okay.
I think those die cards are more handy than I thought they would be.
I will make that Oh. Ah! That's funny.
He wants to end it, I guess.
If I can.
Well,
Well, there's no place to go on the gray island. Oh, wait.
Yeah, there
there's
is.
one
Here.
place.
It doesn't give me anything. All right. I will not do that. I will take an orange and a yellow and a gray. And I have to do one of these. I will do the orange. For 4 gold.
No, what?
What?
Oh, he got 4. Yeah, sorry.
Why did I move him up? Why did you just give him 4?
I
Gets,
thought- yeah,
gets me a
nice.
point at the very least. What?
Put your disc out there.
Oh,
not
yes, thank
your-
you.
Not your booze. It's right.
Oh.
It's right by your hand.
That's your booze. He's drunk. Of course he's screwing
So
it
here's
up.
the reason I didn't try to bid more in the game.
Sure.
I want a place here,
Okay.
and in order for me to do that, I have to make sure this is here.
Is
I only
in-
have one
right.
guy. I don't know what the rules state, but I feel like I have to do this first.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, I don't know what the rules state either, but it really seems like you.
I
go
feel
in
like I
that
have to do them in order. So I can put the green, I can turn that to a 6, right? And put the green there, but does that make sense?
way. Yeah.
All right, Nikki P.
Huh.
Bid is 10 to you.
So, let's see what I'm going to do here. Here's my sum.
Boo. But hooray.
And
You have to bid 10 in some form. Do you want to be on green or do you want to be on blue?
blue.
All right. Aaron, back to you.
I pass.
Here's the good news. You get to place one guy in the orange if you want. Oh.
Oh.
Sorry. I didn't see. I really didn't. I wasn't trying to be a jerk.
I wouldn't have done it anyway. So I can have 3 coins or a parrot card, or no, or a treasure card.
Treasure cards worth a point.
Treasure card's worth a point, and 3 coins is not worth a point.
Correct. You do that more than... Oh, okay.
So, no.
So there you go. All right, Nikki P, pay your 10.
Okay.
Boom. Now
right.
place on the yellow.
Yeah. Yellow. Just, what is that, a fist or whatever?
The hand with the pentagram.
Yeah.
All right, you get
Fortune
no money for
teller.
that.
Oh, what? No, this, whatever that is.
It's gold lady boobs.
Oh,
Gold lady.
boots. Okay.
It's a.
It's a masthead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You get nothing for that because of
For
great
that,
gloves.
'cause the very
I know.
bottom.
I see.
And then
breasts.
that's going to go on the hat.
Blue in the hat. That gets her
A parrot.
$1.
Parrot.
Parrot's
Hey,
useless.
not if she's got a bonus card
Oh,
for
yeah.
it, and she gets $1, right? I mean a coin for the other.
Yeah.
One hat empty.
The one hat empty.
So money for points. So red scores 2 points, and black scores 2 points. And I have 2 treasure cards. Black scores 2. How many treasure cards do you have?
I
None.
have 1.
2.
2 for
That's 2.
white and 2 for you. All right, and now let's go through the bonus cards. Nikki P, what do you got?
Okay. I have the cannon balls and the hats.
Okay.
Well, let's.
We'll just
we
do.
gotta
Let's do.
score.
We'll do
Okay.
one at a time.
All right,
Okay.
cannon
So
balls.
3 for every cannonball she's on.
She's I
think they're
She's
these.
on 1.
No,
Nope, she's on 2.
Two.
So 6 points for that.
Wow.
Next,
And then I got the hats.
2 for every hat she's on 2.
on
So
2.
4 points for that. Next,
And then I got fishies. 1 point for
4.
four
Nice.
fish.
4 points for the fish.
And then majority on the rock island.
gray, yeah.
Gray.
Which she has. So 6 more points. And nothing else. Correct.
That's it.
All right,
Nothing
Lincoln.
else.
So I had 1 point for the grog chip,
Okay.
6 points for having the tavern,
This one right here.
Yep.
Nice.
6 points for majority of plurality or whatever on that island.
Brown orange.
8 points
Which
for
island? This one.
brown.
Yes. Oh, nice.
8 points. You got all those.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. I saw him. Look, he's on all 4.
And that's it.
Oh. I have no points for the masthead sign. 4 points for grog
Nice.
Chips.
pieces. I think I got 4 points for the one voodoo doll after Nikki covered up the
Lock
first
the other one?
Like
Nice.
the first turn of the game. Peg leg sign, I got 2 points. And 3 points on the cannonball sign.
All right, I get 2 points for each of these greens.
1 point for each of those greens.
So 1 point total, I meant.
No.
2 points total. 1 for each. You know what I meant.
Woo!
No, I didn't.
Hey, no majority, so I get 2 points for the Green Island. 3 points for every anchor. I think I'm on 2. Right?
Yep.
1, 2, 6. And then 2 points for every peg leg, which I think I'm only on 1. No, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you
Wow.
go.
No.
Nikki wins by a point.
Hooray.
By a
That's
point.
really close.
Wow.
That's really close.
I did not think I was doing that
You
well at all.
absolutely did the right thing.
Nobody got a parrot card bonus, huh?
No.
No, which is one of the reasons why I thought I wanted to use mine. Since it wasn't going to be a bonus, I thought I would try to use it. Hey, winner,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Well, that one move I was agonizing over at the end, I thought you and I were duking it out for majority on this. So I was trying to make it work to have the
To
two,
finish it.
the gray here, so I could lock
I
the
ended up getting
last
that
one.
card. That was the other card. I got the hooks and the gray cards.
But
so
since
it didn't
you were
help
going to
me.
end the game by placing, it didn't
Yeah.
really matter.
No, my other majority was blue,
did you-
which you'll know. I was never able to get in blue. That was the one I ditched for something
I didn't
else.
realize at that point that I could end the game, so I was just worrying about Dave taking the majority from
Right.
me on the rock,
land.
gray air land.
Here's what I really
mouse.
love about this. What I love about this is, now granted, none of us had played before, but you spent all your money in the very first turn, and at first, that looked like, oh, maybe that's something you shouldn't have done.
I didn't feel it was because it was 6
No,
points
look.
right out the gate.
And not only that, look,
Yeah.
you came in second, because ultimately what happened was, by the time it got back around to you...
6 and one of these, I think. This one here, probably.
Yeah, by the time it got back around to you, here's the unfortunate part of that move that you did was, this got you no money because it was the only one,
Right.
and that was on the Rain Cloud Island.
Yep, I know.
If it weren't, at least you would have gotten 3 more coins
Yep,
back.
yep.
But by the time it got back around your next turn, you had more money than all of us, right? Because we all spent, like for an auction.
Well, it took a while. It took a couple rounds for me. I had to
it
pass.
took about all the way back around to you.
Oh yeah.
But what I'm saying was, it wasn't as a crippling move as I thought it might have been. I don't know that I would have spent all my money because again, none of us have played, so I don't know that I would have just done that. But as it turns out,
It just seemed to me like it was great. It was 8 points.
well, you also had this card, right?
Yeah.
So none of us had this card. You didn't
Right.
have it. None of us had this card, so we weren't angling for that anyway.
But you
Well, I
should
didn't know.
scoop it up as quickly
Absolutely.
as you
There's
can. right?
only
Yeah.
one.
And here's the beauty: if that's the one, let's say this is the one for this island, you can't place there because the odds
Right.
of a one being here or here are pretty impossible.
I figured I was going to be able to get money. It was a little slower to get money than I thought, but I thought, this is worth it.
Because of the Rain Cloud, you had
Especially because I was going to get to pass and get a little bit of stuff.
Nikki had the best move.
I didn't see Aaron's situation coming up, but
Nikki
Yeah.
had the best move of the game to me, which was she won the second auction. And
she still had a bunch of money.
she won the second auction, and by placing, she got like $5 back.
Yeah.
That was when my eyes opened, and I thought, oh, if these colors work out for you,
And you can get a lot of your bid back immediately.
Yeah.
right? Like any new game, it takes you a while especially an auction game, it takes you a while to understand the value. And the truth is, the value of a big yellow is not as much because of that Rain Cloud. Whereas,
Right.
whereas the value of a big
green or
these three
gray,
colors,
yeah,
any
yeah.
of these other colors,
Yeah.
you get bonus stuff for that. So that was kind of cool.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you're about to ask Aaron, so.
Don't worry.
But I did not like the way you could kind of stumble into like what happened to you
Well,
on that turn. And I almost, if the game had continued, I was worrying about that was what was about to happen to me there. If
But
I
it's
had won,
obviously better-
if I
much
had
better to
won
do it
that
at the end.
auction and it wasn't the end of the game, I
You
was
had
going to
got
be
nothing,
start
yeah.
player, and it was going to happen to
Right,
me.
right.
And I
well,
don't
that was
know
clearly
about that.
that's clearly something to be avoided.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's really difficult for in an auction game you've never played before to figure out the values of thing on the fly.
Right.
To know what you should bid or if you should even bid at all.
Especially
And
because
clearly I overextended myself, but I also really like. It's not a design flaw, but it's really boring to not be able to do anything for a couple whole auctions.
I agree.
It's really, there is a lot of downtime once you're too low on money to win an auction. And that may be a fault of the way some of us played and not a fault of the game.
Right.
Maybe you shouldn't spend all your money. Maybe you should always, or most of the time, be in contention to be able to make a bid, right? Or make
in any one of these games in the beginning, you're always the tendency is to
the
overbid.
tendency is to overbid and blow it all
that's-
on something that
we
looks
don't seem
pretty
to
at the
learn
moment.
that rule.
but it's hard. It's hard to learn when you don't know the game.
It is. Yeah.
But I think that
Especially
I
'cause the
honestly feel
clouds-
having no money is still a bad thing.
I do.
In any
And the
game.
clouds didn't work out for me, but I absolutely wanted the orange island.
No, I agree. I'm saying the clouds also change the value of the dice.
And then placing this one was a
Which
drag.
was
It
something,
the yellow one.
which was something that I don't know about you guys that I didn't understand till like a third of the way through. Right? A big yellow die is not worth as much as a big green die as far as what you get back, unless you're trying to place on the yellow island, and then it is. For example, this is worth the more to Lincoln than anyone else because it's
Right.
6 points to him and it's no points to us. So he gets more value out of that, even though he gets no money back for it. I'm never going to place there, right? Because it's worth 0 points to me, and it gets me nothing.
Well, I didn't have to struggle too hard on that island either. I was shocked.
No.
Because that was the other, I had that majority card. You know, this was the one I drew last, which is Gray Island, and that wasn't even a chance happening because I didn't ever really get
So you had how many cards? You had one card that you didn't score,
that one, yes.
and you had one card that you didn't
Yeah.
score? That's not bad. I mean, you also drew more cards. Like, I had
Yeah.
4 cards total. I scored them all, but that's also because I was able to cycle bad cards out.
Right.
You had how many cards? 4, and you scored them all.
That was my
This
initial
is
4.
This was nice. You guys scored 4 points on those. That was
Yeah.
nice.
I
Yeah,
never
I
drew
had that
more.
card as well. I was hoping you guys shifted them out. And I was bummed. I'm like, oh, well, that one point would have meant a lot. I don't know
Yeah.
what the tiebreaker would have been, but
The tiebreaker is most somethings.
Most of these.
Yes, probably. I'll look it up in just a second. Let me talk really quickly about some very cool design features to this game that I absolutely adore. The first, of course, is just these meeples. You can't really see them, but they're actually pirates. They have a peg leg and like a little stumpy arm on one side, which is just awesome. In a 2-player game, you actually, one of these ships is a ghost ship. So you turn it over. It's the 3 money one, I think. Becomes the ghost ship. And as Nikki noticed earlier, the ghost ship's actually got like the skeletons of dead pirates on it. It's really cool. Let me tell you what I adore though is they added a 0 spot on this coin thing. How many games have you played where you move back on a track, and when you're here, sometimes you think, well, do I have one? Because there's no space to go off the board. Like,
Okay.
am I at
Yeah.
1? Am I at 0? Obviously, you're at 1, but I love that they gave you that spot. It's a small little thing, but some games don't do that, and I think it's really neat.
well, I really liked the game. I thought it was really fun. It's hard to wrap your head around the placement of the dice based on color. I mean, I saw it all coming. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, this is going to suck for me this round. But
Right.
I felt I needed to do that for that first round, and it didn't obviously hinder me too much.
If there's any,
I definitely would have liked to have gotten more cards, but they just didn't. It wasn't the right choice, specifically when I needed money early on.
right,
And I was fortunate that I drew that first card was a 3.
right.
And I think
Yeah.
I drew a 2, two twos.
But you spent it right away, right?
I didn't. It took me a little while.
No, you bid more than 8 on your first turn.
No, that one.
was-
I did. That was the card that was given to me.
Right.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying I drew one when I selected
Oh,
that
it was a
spot.
3.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, listen. I mean, there's dice rolling in the game, so there's all kinds of crazy possible luck. Like as I said, if you want to be on green and orange and those come up like that, you're not going to be able to place on green and orange because there's no way these are ever going to get here.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless they're all 1s, and no one's going to let you win with a 5 bid or a 2 bid. I mean, unless no one's got money. So this part's really kind of interesting. If there's any knock against the game, it's that the thinking in your head of, okay, wait, oh no, wait, I don't want to be on that island. Where am I going again? I want to be here. I want to be here. And I'm not sure that's one of those things that gets faster the more you play it. It might.
The die can work against you here because I was noticing if you don't have a lot of money and it's large die, your bid would be small and 1 die. And if people know you don't have a lot of money to bid, they're not going to go up high unless one of the other people with money goes. So you could not get a lot of goods chips.
I didn't have my 7 bid when I made it, by the way. I was totally
You
bluffing.
didn't have 7?
No. I know. I had these were I had a 1 and a 3, and I was at 3.
You had 7 then.
But he bid 10 or something like that.
No. Maybe I was at 2 then. I bid 1 more than I had because it was so low. There was no way you were going to outbid
Yeah.
me. I was trying to get more of these chits, right? That was also kind of cool. After the second turn, I thought, 4 for 1. How are you ever going to do that?
Yeah, it's expensive.
And then I ended up doing it twice. Like, all of a sudden it was like, oh.
Well, I
when
knew
these are low, you give away a lot of chits.
I was
right?
very happy when I knew I was going to be able to pass and I was going to have a lot of green. I didn't know if you were going for majority, but I knew you wanted to be there. So I was like, okay, I got to go there and I got to place on the other. You did the wheel.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to do that, and I hit you twice, right? Because did you have the wheel card, or you did not?
No.
Because you were asking. To
No,
get that.
but
Yeah.
right. That was
So
awesome.
Nikki has me to thank for winning.
Well, we all have each other to thank in this
No, I
game,
know.
right?
I never got another one of these chests, which is funny because I ended up winning, but I really felt that was probably hurting me. That
it
I
was
could
nice-
never.
'cause it gives you bid
The boat was
flexibility.
never in the right place,
Right.
or
People
someone
would
had
snag
taken
it right before you wanted it.
And
Yep.
and
Right.
yeah, and I felt like that was a bad thing.
It does kind of feel like, and this is a good but frustrating thing. It always feels like, okay, I passed the bid. Oh, and the one thing I want is gone. The one
Exactly.
ship I want to trade
Yeah.
with has
Not
been
just
taken.
that, but the game forces you to spend one of
Yeah,
those.
that's
so it's
good.
not like you can go, well, I'll just do nothing and build these up. You can't even build them up, right? Unless there's nothing you can do, in which case you could sort of maneuver yourself into building them up. But like I didn't want to spend these because they were worth 1 point to me at the end of the game, and luckily I was able to spend blue that turn. But it's neat. It's as I said, if there's any possible knock against the game, it's that it maybe maybe we took too long for what's sort of a fairly light game.
It is quicker
Yeah.
than you think. It ramps toward an end pretty quickly.
Well, as I said, and with fewer players, you have 9 guys instead of 7.
Right.
In a 2-player game, you turn one of these over as the ghost ship. You put markers on it. Here.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to just find some markers. You put a 3rd player colored markers on it, and the way it works is when the player passes in the auction, they first do their thing, and then they place one of the guy's markers on whatever color that is, so in this case the blue island, and it just blocks.
Oh.
And it also counts towards majorities, meaning it counts against both players
Okay.
for majorities, and it also blocks up a space. So in the 2-player game, the passing player essentially gets 2 things they can do. They first do this, then they do the ghost ship. And obviously the ghost ship sails, so that blocking becomes on a different island every time. And then of course the winner spends.
This was again Michael Reinick is the designer, and
Around the World in 80 Days, that guy?
yes, and
I love that game.
I really like his games a lot. He did The Witcher Salem and the Godfather game that people don't love, but I liked it a lot.
I don't think I've ever played it.
Well, you'll get to play it soon.
Sweet.
But yeah, and it's he's a neat designer. He's got some fun little. I mean, because Around the World in 80 Days, I really love. It's a great game, and he's always somebody I look out for because I think he's in the Cuba games that he's
Yeah.
done. Although the funny thing is, I think the Havana one that's in that theme of games from Eggert Spiel is another designer. I think it's Reinhard Stopfeld.
Did he do that or the Cuba one?
He did Cuba.
Is
He did
Cuba
not
the,
do Havana?
is Cuba the second
junk.
one?
Cuba's the first one.
Okay, I think Havana is the one I like. Is
Yeah,
that right?
with the cards where you're digging through, you're trying to get junk, or
Yeah.
like grit and stuff like that. Yeah, I really like that. That's another designer, but I like the other one as well. But yeah, he's a neat designer. Well, thanks,
Alright, there you
thanks for
go.
teaching us, Dave.
All right,
You
thanks,
bet.
Dave.